I'm delighted to be joined here today by Liza Weschta, who is Head of EMEA Channel Sales at CybSafe. Welcome, Liza.
Thank you so much, Doug. It's fantastic to be here with you.
Well, thanks for joining us. So let's dive straight in. So CybSafe has been described to me as a best kept secret in the security awareness space in the past. So can you just introduce the company?
Sure, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to introduce CybSafe. So CybSafe was founded in 2015 by Oz. He actually served in the military, and when he left, he wanted to do something that genuinely helped people. And so he founded CybSafe. CybSafe is ultimately here because we believe in people and we believe that everybody in the world deserves to live in a safer digital world. And at CybSafe, we are obsessed with human behavior and we are pioneers in the human risk management space. If you refer to the Forrester guidelines, you'll see that they've actually just defined us as leaders and pioneers in human risk management. And that's because we use science and data to automate behavior change and increase the effectiveness and efficiency of security awareness efforts. We go beyond just tick box security awareness training. We actually give platform administrators the ability to influence human behavior and provide personal assistance to people by nudging them at the right time and continuously using multiple different methods. We also have, I think, over 1 million users across 20 different countries. We have customers of all sizes. So you can use CybSafe in a SOHO organization where there's 1 or 2 or 3 people. And then we also have some really, really big customers in the enterprise space, the likes of Barclays, HSBC. And then we've got some really strong, meaningful relationships with the likes of Vodafone Group. And we've just partnered on a strategic, as I said, distribution strategy with Infinigate to ultimately land and expand in the UK and Europe. So yeah, we're an exciting company. We are remote first, and we are all entrepreneur thinking, and we are all here because we want to genuinely help make the world a better and safer place.
Yeah, definitely. And you actually have quite a controversial message, which is that it might actually surprise some people that cyber awareness training doesn't work, or at least it isn't sufficient. So what's your solution to that?
100%. And that's because if you look at the data, it doesn't actually work. We've looked at the data, and the data is that under 15% of users who complete security awareness training actually change their behavior. Just training your employees and phishing your employees doesn't work. It's a good starting point, and it does help you check the compliance box. But ultimately, if you cannot just reduce risk in the organization, you cannot reduce risk in the organization without influencing behavior. And that's where we come in. Any idea what this might stand for?
Well, you actually, we had a conversation about this before the call, and I had a stab. I wasn't a million miles off, but I was told that anyone who gets it wins a mug, so I don't want to give it away for that reason.
Okay. Well, we'll let some other people guess. But we ultimately want to help influence behavior so that organizations can reduce risk, and that's our philosophy. You also, as an administrator, need to be able to track and measure human behavior, and that's exactly what CybSafe does. So we actually give administrators the ability to measure, track behaviors. All of our behaviors are actually related to risk outcomes. So our customers and our partners are essentially able to look at human behavior and how that is actually mapped to risky future security risks. And that is why we are a lot more than just a security awareness training tool. Our human risk management software is mapped to over 100 security behaviors, which are mapped to risk outcomes. For example, a malware infection. And so you can actually use our tool to identify the likelihood of a future security risk caused by people. So this means that our partners can essentially provide additional security recommendations to their customers when it comes to security frameworks. And in addition to that, we also help our customers and our partners get really deep, meaningful insight into what the people in their organization are doing, what they're actually thinking, what their sentiment is, what their knowledge and understanding is, but also what their attitude is. And we give our customers and partners visibility into the culture within the organization. It's really, really important to understand that, and to understand the behavior around why people do things and influence that behavior in order to ultimately reduce risk. And that's what our tool ultimately does.
Yeah, well, I didn't win the mug as it happens, but I was really close. But there's definitely enough clues there for anyone tuning in. What does full of BS? What does the BS stand for? So yeah, you may get a mug. You may win a mug if you tell Lisa the correct answer. So yeah, so I think for anyone tuning in, they'll want to know. Obviously, Oxygen is a channel publication. So I mean, you've re-engineered your entire business to be 100% channel focused. So can you tell us more about that?
100%. So channel first is taking center stage here at CybSafe. We are so excited about the channel. In the past, we have had a bit of a dual model, but we are now 100% channel first. And we are so excited about cultivating relationships. In the past, it was the channel team that worked predominantly with our channel partners, but we are now aligning everybody in our tribe to our channel partners, from our account executives to our customer success managers. Everybody has relationships with our partners. We are also incorporating more feedback from partners into our product roadmap. We are ultimately building out something exciting in the next quarter, which I might mention a bit later. But ultimately, what we're looking now, ultimately what we're looking at now is how we can make it easier for partners to manage many, many customers at scale, but also help their customers genuinely reduce the human risk within the organization. And we've introduced a 2-tier reseller program. So partners who are committed to the human risk management space can make more money with us. And the margins are competitive, the margins are rich, and we provide you with lots of support, access to a partner portal, partner enablement. We teach you how to provide level 1 and level 2 support if that's something that you're interested in. And we help enable you to ensure your customers get value out of the platform. We all know nowadays that, especially with SaaS, with the SaaS business model, the licensing is not as meaningful for partners as the services are. And we're wanting to leverage our partners and their expertise more and more to provide that additional value to customers, especially customers in the SME space. We see that there's a gap, in skills, in resources, in knowledge, in expertise. And many of our partners specialize in reducing risk and improving business resilience. So we want to give them the opportunity to use CybSafe to help reduce the human risk element within the organizations.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so one final question. So, there are literally thousands of startup or smaller emerging cybersecurity vendors that are kind of knocking on the door of partners. So we all know that they have limited bandwidth. They have to make quite tough decisions about who they take on. So what's the compelling reason why they should add an offering in this area, but also why CybSafe specifically?
Sure. So I think a lot of our partners have started out with the cyber awareness and phishing journey. And in the beginning, customers were happy with what they got. And then they matured and they realized, well, how do we know that this is actually influencing people? How do we know what we're doing and what we're spending money on is actually helping people? And that's where CybSafe comes in, because we do influence behavior, we do look at culture, and we like to think of ourselves as humanized tech. And essentially, when it comes to the human risk management space, we are that disruptor. And with our platform, partners are able to create a genuine human risk management as a service offering where they can essentially help to reduce organizational risk because of human error. It is an alarming statistic when you look at the number of data breaches that is actually being caused just because somebody's clicked on a phishing link. 80% of data breaches are because of human error. So we can help our partners significantly reduce that number by giving them a platform that not just automates security awareness training, but it actually helps them measure behavior, improve behavior, influence behavior, and ultimately measure human risk. Also, I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but because we give our partners access to human risk management software that actually maps security behaviors to risk outcomes, our partners have an edge because they're able to provide additional security recommendations based on security behavior. And that also gives them the opportunity to upsell other different security products within their framework. But we also make it easy for our partners. You get your own channel partner manager, you get partner enablement, you get access to our partner portal. CybSafe is easy to set up, easy to deploy. We've set the administration dashboard up so that you can toggle things on and off with a click of a button. And the exciting news that I mentioned earlier is that we've recently partnered with Infinigate Cloud to launch an MSP program. The managed services platform will enable our partners to effectively manage many customers at scale. And as I said, we're looking now at actually developing MSP scalable features which help our partners spend less time on the platform, but still produce results for their customers and make them look good, and also meaningfully reduce the risk within organizations of all sizes. So we're very, very excited about the launch of our MSP program. That should be happening sometime next quarter. And if anybody is interested, we will be doing a formal announcement next quarter. And in the meantime, if anybody is interested, they are free to reach out to us and we can share more information. But we will be sending a formal announcement out next quarter with Infinigate Cloud. And we are very, very, very excited about that because there's definitely that gap in the SME space to help more organizations, smaller organizations, reduce their human cyber risk. And most of those organizations are just doing the tick box compliance training at the moment. So this can really add some value to not just customers, but also partners too, because they're able to offer something that small businesses genuinely need in order to help them reduce their business risk.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, there's so much there. I mean, just to pick out just a couple of things. Obviously, you've talked about the MSP program, but the ability to help a partner create an as a service business around human risk management, which is pretty special. And also, the fact that you're now 100% channel, that wasn't the case a couple of years back. So I think that's an interesting point as well. So yeah, there's so much there for partners to profit from. So that all that remains to be said, Liza, is thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope I still get the mug despite not quite getting the catchphrase. But yeah, really appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you so much, Doug. It was fantastic to be here with you. Thanks for the opportunity.